would be, you don't have to pick from those, but what would be your package, like realistically, that you think could be able to get this done? It could be with Soto and another player, or just
Mhm.
Soto only.
Ideally, it's Padres say you can have them, and then that's it. But that doesn't fit the realistically caveat there. So, in my head, while I am open to the Yankees taking on a bigger salary to get it done, and Cronenworth fascinates me, I think my ideal trade doesn't include more salary and more long term commitments. I would say it's just Soto, and it would be along the lines of some stuff of what we just said. Whether that's, I guess I would prefer to trade Clark, which means you should want King.
Okay.
I would say Clark as the MLB pitcher in the trade. I have no preference between the three pitchers as far as who I like more. I've never watched any of them. They're all supposed to be pretty. They're all, as far as prospects goes, seem pretty good, and they're young. So I'm willing to toss Drew Thorpe. He seems to be the one that has the highest value of the three. I'm willing to do that. So what have I said? Clark, Thorpe, Pereira is kind of just cost of doing business. You guys get a guy who at least can be your fourth outfielder to start the year and has option ability. He's very young. I was a little taken aback when I looked again to see what his age is, and I don't think he's 23 yet.
And how many years of control? Like
he has
5?
all of them. He came up for like a month at the
Okay.
end. So he's got 6 years left. He's very talented. And I think as a Padres acquiring him, you're getting him at somewhat of a low value for what he is, because Yankees are hands kind of forced. So the Padres say throw him in, he's in. Because what are you gonna do with him? As another righty who strikes out, Yankees just don't have a use for that. Plays a nice outfield from what I've seen. It's nice. Power threat. I don't think homered last year, but had power threat in a scouting report. And I'd toss in a couple throw-in arms down low. The Yankees, their best skill as an organization is building pitchers right now. So if you want to grab some guy who the Yankees have gotten their hands on a little bit and maybe taught something at the low level, sure, grab any single A arm you want. I guess one of Pereira or Cabrera. Either way, I'm good. I guess I'd prefer Pereira in there. So what's that package that I've laid out? Clark, Thorpe, Pereira, and
then a prospect.
One more lottery ticket arm. You can have pretty much any of our catchers. The Yankees have to move off. The Yankees currently have 6 catchers on the 40-man, which is bizarre. They're going to trade at least 2 of them, I have to assume.
So does that include someone like Austin Wells, or is that just Higgy?
Not Wells. That would be Wells is a different part of the conversation. It would be a completely new package with him. He'd be the main piece of that trade if it were him. But that'd probably be Higgy is the most likely to be traded, which I would love Higgy. I would love the Padres for Higgy, and I would love Higgy for the Padres. I think that'd be kind of a beautiful marriage there. He's a Southern California guy. He's just as reliable as a backup catcher as you're going to get. He will run into his homers. The numbers won't fully stick out to you, but he will give you a representative at bat. He plays fine enough defense. Again, the metrics won't stick out there, but he's fine defender, fine offensive guy. As a backup, he is great. And he has started in extended stretches before if an injury happens. But I think you'd like Higgy, but he'd ultimately be a throw-in in that trade. So someone like that, or either of the kids they just added to the 40-man, and you've got a new double-A catcher. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can have one of those if you want, basically. Just might as well.
And we'll see what happens, yeah.
But something along those lines. So Clark, Thorpe, Pereira, maybe a depth arm and a depth catcher.
So I take that as, for the Padres, King, Thorpe, Cabrera, right? So taking the one that you want,
having
of those, those 2 there, and then add on, but you might get less of the add-ons or not get the add-ons.
Yeah.
But
Maybe
the
then
Padres would probably be fine with that.
all right. You don't get one of these catchers, or you don't
Yeah.
get throw in 20-year-old in Double A right now.
Yeah.
But and I think that would be a smart and fair counter. To be like, because ultimately the upgrades at each of those spots, it wouldn't stop me from making the move, and ultimately, ultimately I would do it, and it's a strong counter. Be like, well, give me the guy I want.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
they're
I
they're
can
all
see
in
AJ
Padres
doing that.
teams here. I basically have them in the every time I've really thought about the framework of a trade, it's kind of I've made those buckets of guys that I think are possible, and you get one of King or Schmidt, you get one of the 3 pitchers. I guess you get one of your potential next 4th outfielder. If you have Cabrera, he's also your extra infielder. And then probably one more throw in or something. And it all depends on if you're gonna take salary back. But in my head, I have the guys we've laid out in each of those buckets, and I ultimately am comfortable with anybody I've placed in those buckets being the guy that goes.